Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text START My Quit to 36072.
So, what's next? Your path doesn't have to look like theirs. You can do this, or this, or this. Check out in-demand jobs in Idaho and get up to $8,000 to find your thing.
Help dreams come true with the Ideal 529 Education Savings Program. Our easy-to-use tools make it simple to plan for your child's education. With tax benefits and ownership flexibility, Ideal is the perfect way to save for college, trade school, apprenticeships, K-12 education, and student loan repayment nationwide. Join us at our next webinar to learn more about the 529 plan. Enrolling takes just 15 minutes, and you can start with just $25. Visit idsaves.org to learn more.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
We do things differently in Idaho. Sometimes we go east to find west, where muddy trails meet huckleberry smiles. Stars shine electric, and the wind smells like destiny. Sure, our traffic jams are strange, and not all our steaks are ribeyes. But wherever we go, our eyes never leave the road. Belts strapped and dreams packed, no distractions, no phones, focused. From here to there, it's who we are.
Welcome into this IdahoSports.com GameStreams production of Treasure Valley Game Night. Coverage on IdahoSports.com is presented by Project Filter, Valleywide Cooperative, Next Steps Ideal, Idaho's College Savings Program, and the Idaho Office of Highway Safety. Hi and welcome in everyone. My name is Clay Hatfield. I'm joined by Ryan Luke. Tonight we come to you live from Kuna High School, where the MtView Mavericks will take on the Kuna Kavemen. Both teams come in at 1-1, looking to get to the 500 mark and start conference play with a perfect record. Ryan, welcome in.
Well, thank you, Clay. It's fantastic to be here. And we were talking before the game how it is such a good high school football environment here in Kuna. If you want to come where the parents support and the town turns out, there are still a few places left in this great state of Idaho, and Kuna really does a good job of that. And we also mentioned this is one of the last, if not the last, real turf football fields, non-artificial turf. It's 6A level, so we're going to see some grass stains tonight.
And that's just a sign of hard work.
Just like pain's fear leaving the body or something like that, yeah, as they say.
Absolutely.
No, but a good football game tonight, and I'm excited because with Kuna, you have a team that is still trying to grow into the 6A level. They won the state championship, undefeated, rolled through at the time what was the 4A level, and since then have not been able to really replicate what they've been able to do then. And again, as the school grows and the area grows and more participation comes online, Kuna really trying to find their way and make themselves into a player at the 6A level. Now, Mountain View is a complete opposite. Mountain View was a player, and after some really strong years and strong showings, now trying to claw their way back up to that supremacy, the same level as a rival Rocky, Eagle, some of those schools. But Mountain View trying to put it together year by year. They continue to get better. And so this game, we see two teams, basically the same trajectory, trying to grow and find their place back among the elite at the 6A level.
Well, if they're going to do that tonight, for Mountain View, it's going to ride on the shoulder of Henry Nelson, this week's Prep Player of the Week. According to I think it was the Idaho Statesman article I was looking at, had a great game and a loss against Rocky Mountain, but he's got a gun on him.
Yeah, he does. He's a good player, and that is the one thing that I would say Mountain View has lacked these last couple of years was the elite gunslinger, and quite frankly, it's the arm talent. You got to have the arm talent to get the ball out to the receivers at the right time. And that's a place where you can start building around as the quarterback position, and Nelson definitely with the arm strength, the arm talent to do that.
And for the Kuna Cavemen, it's a different story. We see a lot of running from the Cavemen, led by number 6, DJ Governor. Saw him last week against Middleton, and he was an absolute workhorse out of the backfield.
And not afraid to run the ball and really find the identity. It was interesting watching these two teams warm up. They basically line up the exact same way. You know, the onset of the H-back, but Kuna will utilize the tight end, so they're basically running two backs back there. And watch their motion. When they motion to the side of the field, they tend to run heavy on their power side, but like you said, not afraid to run the football. So Kuna getting ready to kick this thing off. We're about ready to go here, Clay.
Absolutely. We got the kick all teed up. Deep to return for the Mavericks. Number 3, Brody Munson. And it looks like number 2, Kean Foy. And ladies and gentlemen, buckle up. Here's the kickoff from Kuna High School. Hits at the 11-yard line, and it's going to be Munson switching fields, getting past the 20, the 25. He's got some room to run. He's finally going to be pushed out of bounds. No, he's not. He stayed in bounds. He's still on his feet at the 30, the 25, the 20. One man to beat, and he is going to do it. How about that for an opening play? 88 yards to the house.
And you
for Kean Foy.
Foy, I did not count the tackles, the missed tackles on that. But I'll tell you what, I think all but maybe 2 Kuna Cavemen had a shot at him, but just a great individual effort. And as you saw as he was breaking down the sideline, his blockers came out. Oh, but here we go. Hold on.
Oh, is there a hanky?
All right.
Oh, helmet-to-helmet contact. Wipe it off the board, boys and girls. That was going to be our Play of the Week nomination right there.
Let's see if we can find that flag. There it is. Come on, you got to blame that on the cameraman slash.
I blame it on the pillar right here.
Well, unfortunately, that's going to bring it back. But I'll tell you what a great individual effort. You can see Foy, great athleticism, showed some explosiveness once he got on the sideline, and he's a little gassed now as I'm looking over there.
Oh, I bet 88 yards for it to come all the way back.
Plus, he went across the field, so tack on another 30 yards to get to where he wanted to be.
So the ball's going to be placed at about the 8-yard line. Will be 1st and 10 for the Mavericks here on Kuna's homecoming night.
Well, you know what? Gives them a chance to show off a little bit of that offense that they've worked really hard in the offseason. I know they put a lot of time in 7-on-7 and really trying to refine it. And you're talking to the coaching staff, and they're very excited about the future of MtView football.
Henry Nelson with Will Miles to his left. Twin receivers high, a single man up top. Nelson drops near side, has a man open. That's number 5, Cooper Patterson, the tight end. He's going to get to the 11-yard line, a pickup of about 3, make it 2nd and 7.
Yeah, Cooper Patterson, big boy, 6'4", 210. He has that tight end frame written all over him, and depending on how he does, he could become a nightmare matchup. But what I'm really looking for in terms of matchup is going to be Tyler Weaver, the big 6'5", 225-pound receiver on the outside for Mountain View. That is a nightmare matchup.
And the ball was actually placed at the 16. I'm still getting my eyeballs adjusted. There's a handoff to number 25, Will Miles, and he's going to pick up the 1st down for the Mavericks.
And Miles, bit of a scat back, a little lower center of gravity in comparison to some of those big bodies out there, but picking his way through it. And you'll see a lot of that. That's a zone blocking and a zone run. What he does is he steps into the hole, wherever it is, wherever it's created, he'll take one cut and go.
Yeah, listed at 5'6", a buck 45. So not a big body at all coming out of the backfield as Nelson drops back, has a receiver. That was intended for number 9, Tyler Weaver, and knocked out of his arms by the defense. Good coverage there by Kuna.
Great coverage. Ball, helmet to the hands, perfect timing, and was able to knock the ball free. And we talked about Weaver being a big body. He's next level tight end material, depending on athleticism and what they think, but he has next level written all over him just from the sheer size alone.
Yeah, 6'5", 220 is what they have him listed as, so a big guy there. Hand off to 25, Will Miles, and Miles is going to get dropped for a loss. That's going to be about a 5-yard loss there and make it 3rd and 15 for Mountain View.
Caleb Evans, the senior, 5'10", 200, a little bit undersized, playing defensive end, but he shot the gap on that one, came in low, was able to knock him down, and that puts him in a 3rd and long position. The Kuna defense getting a little bit stout here.
So trip receivers low, one high for the Mav offense. Nelson takes a snap, drops back. Pocket collapses. He steps up, looking for somebody to go to. He's going to tuck it and run, and I don't believe he's going to pick it up. But he's not for a lack of effort.
I think he got it, man.
Oh, he did. Nice spot there. They're going to give it to him at the 30-yard line. First down for the Mavericks.
Well, now scrambled Nelson, a little bit indecisive. I thought he was going to tuck it, maybe, turn the jets on a little bit, but he kept his eyes downfield. And nice stiff arm at the end, leaning forward. Boy, that's a heartbreaker if you're Kuna.
Yeah.
You have him 3rd and 16. 3rd and 16. Not able to put the stop to him.
So 2 receivers set low. Lone man up top. Nelson to Miles. And Miles right up the gut is going to pick up 11 and another Maverick first down.
We're talking about tough running. At 140 pounds, just keeping his legs going. He's a small target. I don't mean that in any slight, by any means of the imagination. Good running backs come in all sizes, and Miles picking up good yardage on first down.
There's the snap, fake to Miles. Nelson drops back, looking for somebody to hit. Now he's going to go on the run. Here comes a flag in.
And they should be throwing another flag.
I was looking for that. They're not going to. But a flag in the area of holding. We'll see if that is indeed the call.
And Nelson on that one, keeping his eyes downfield, just always looking. The receivers needing to work their way back, but not only work their way back to his side of the field, needed to work their way towards him, but it left a huge gap. That holding was just unnecessary. Nelson had already broken free of the pocket and going to put MtView in a big hole here.
That's going to be 1st and 20 now instead of 1st and 10 for the Mavericks. So our second penalty erases another big gain for MtView.
But positive signs for MtView from their quarterback. Made the right decision. Again, not having anybody moving down the field. And Nelson, the senior, showed some poise there.
Miles in motion. He gets the handoff. Breaks away from the first tackle. Just showing some rugged running right there. We get that out. Picks up about 5 yards. Brings up 2nd and 15 now.
Jesse
MtView.
DeMeyer came in there, and you saw him hanging on the back of that, all 140 pounds, dragging DeMeyer, the 200-pounder, and just trying to get the job done.
Now Mavericks have a 3-receiver set high. Just one down here. Lots of space in front of him. Nelson with the wide receiver screen. Hits Munson. Munson's going to pick up about 8 yards. Make it 3rd and 8 to go now.
Trips formation, that's a very common play. And you have 3 men over there, and you expect your receiver to beat one guy. And able to wrap him up there. Pick up good yardage, but still 3rd and 10.
Yeah, 3rd and long here. See what the Mavs have drawn up. Little bunch formation on the near side with the receiver set. Hard count trying to get Kuna to jump. The linemen hold their water. Nelson makes an adjustment on the play. Rolls near side. Has a man open. That's number 9, Tyler Weaver. And Weaver out of bounds on the plus side of the field at the 45. That's a pickup of 14 and a first down for the Mavericks.
They ran Weaver on the out route. It was man-to-man coverage, and Weaver, such a big body, put the defender on his hip. Easy throw, and if you saw Nelson, lobbed it over the defender's hand. That's what we call a layered route. He had a low layer, and then he had a higher layer, and he was able to put it over the defender's hand. Easy pickup for the first down.
The handoff to Miles. Miles cuts it back. Nice run again from the running back for the Mavericks, picking up 8 yards on the play.
Miles doing a good job and keeping Kuna honest. The Kuna defensive line is a bit undersized. They rely on speed more so than they do brute force and trying to find gaps and holes and get into the backfield.
There's the snap. Nelson drops back. Looks for the easy little catch. Finds it. That's a pickup of another 13 yards, and that'll be another first down for the Mavericks.
very clean play. They ran the 2 routes on the outside, ran deep routes, and then they came underneath. They drugged the receiver underneath. Dragged the receiver? Dragged? Well, I don't know.
I think it's dragged.
They dragged the receiver underneath on the in route, and it was basically a little post on there. Nelson able to find him.
I think drugged is something else. Here's the handoff this time to number 4, Valentin Gomez-Ricks. He's going to pick up about 5 yards on the play.
Ricks has been hurt, and so you won't see him take as many snaps. You can see the knee brace on there, but he is a bit more of a banger up inside the tackles. But Miles holding himself very well for, like we said, 5'6", 140.
Yeah, definitely a difference in the size between Gomez-Ricks and Miles. There's the snap, wide receiver screen to the far side. Nice tackle out there on number 2, Kean Foy.
Yeah, Jesse DeMeyer came out there from the linebacker position. You saw him roam. He had the flat coverage, which means he rolled as soon as they saw that it was it was play action, right? So then as soon as he saw that the run was going the far side, he broke.
So 3rd and 4 now for Mountain View. Trips low, twins high. Nelson all alone in the backfield. Maybe look for him to run. Nope, he's going to drop back. Quick hitter up top. That's complete to number 2, Foy. And Foy's going to pick up the first down.
And in just playing off, I mean, I've never understood that. I mean, I get getting beaten deep, but typically don't you post your cornerbacks up and you put them right on your defenders. You put them right on the sticks and say, don't let them get here. That was a 10-yard cushion. Easy pitch and catch.
And off to Miles. Miles has some room to run. Stumbles. Is that a flag in the secondary? Looks like it might. No, that's an injured player. But I'm looking inside the 5. It looked like there was a flag down.
And Miles holding his knee. He went down a little awkwardly. He kind of stumbled as he was going down.
Yeah, is that a flag on the far hash? Do you see it?
Far hash.
On the 3-yard line.
Oh, it looks yellow, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know, could be a big mouthpiece.
So timeout for an injured player on the field. It does not appear to be a penalty as they haven't picked it up and haven't made a call.
Again, he kind of went down awkward as he was stumbling. Big steps, and you worry about a knee in that situation.
And you mentioned with Valentin Gomez-Ricks already hurt. This would just add to that injury list for the Mavericks.
In case anybody was wondering, yes, it is warm up here in the booth.
Holy cow. I'm already dying, man.
Well, that's kind of gross. Yeah, that doesn't look good, getting help off to the sidelines.
Yeah, that's number 25, Will Miles, getting the assist after his 6-yard run. So that'll change the game plan dramatically here for the Mavericks. We'll see who's next up in the backfield for the white and blue.
Boy, I hate to see that. Hate to see that. Injuries are always part of the game, but boy, I tell you what, happened at the high school level, these kids have, the good news is they are just kids, and kids tend to rebound and heal really, really well, but
much better than us.
Tell you what, I got a sore shoulder right now. I keep working it out here up in the booth in case anybody's wondering.
Valentin Gomez-Ricks will take the position in the backfield. You mentioned he's been a little banged up too. Snap to Nelson, drops back, looks near side, has a receiver. That's number 3, Brody Munson. Munson's going to be stopped at the 5-yard line. That's going to be enough for another Maverick first down, I believe, and it is. It's going to be 1st and goal for the Mavericks. This opening drive has taken over 7 minutes so far.
Methodical, very methodical, holding on to the ball. I mean, after what was potential a score, to be able to drive down like this and control the ball, and they're doing it both ways, right? Running the ball and controlling the clock, picking up 3rd downs. They had the 3rd and long, 3rd and 14, 15, able to pick it up.
So here's the handoff to Gomez-Ricks. He's going to get right to the goal line, but not cross it. He'll be stopped at the 1. The 2nd and goal from about the 6-inch line, it looks like. See if the Mavericks have the tush push in their playbook.
Well,
the brotherly shove. Nope, Nelson's in shotgun.
That's as brotherly shovey as it gets.
And there's a flag before the snap.
I don't think they were set.
Well, it looks like maybe offsides is the indication. It's going to be offside against Kuna, half the distance, so the 6-inch becomes the 3-inch.
Well, you know, that much easier to score.
So it's Nelson in shotgun with Gomez Ricks to his left. Hand off to Ricks. And Ricks gets in. Touchdown for the Mavericks.
Talked about maybe the size advantage on the defensive line, well, offensive line versus the defensive line, and you saw it there, able to just kind of lean into the defensive line. Well, they had to lean 8 inches to score the touchdown.
Yeah.
6 inches scored it.
Comes at the 3:46 mark of the first half. So just a clock-killing opening drive there for Mountain View. Here's Jesse Guerrero on for the PAT. The snap is coming. There it is. The kick is up, and the kick is plenty good. So with 3:46 left to go in the opening quarter of play, Kuna looking to get the ball for the first time.
On a good drive.
That was a great drive.
A great drive,
Yeah.
and good play calling. I appreciated what they were doing. They rolled Nelson out. They kept him. They put him out of the pocket. They made easy throws. Nothing was forced. He took what the defense gave him. The defensive backs sitting back 7 to 10 yards. Everything was underneath, and running the football, able to do that, able to move it effectively, and no real danger other than the 3rd and 15, and Nelson took care of that with his own legs.
I'm trying to see who we got deep for Kuna to return. It's number 19, or number 18, Leandro Villarreal. And I think number 6, DJ Governor, might be back there. Guerrero on for the kick. The guy closest to us has his jersey tucked up under his shoulder pads, which makes his number on the front impossible to read.
Of course he would do that.
Absolutely. Show off that 6-pack. There's the kick. Fielded at the 1-yard line. And just blown up. Wow, what a Superman tackle right there. Jeez.
Got airborne. That was Silas Despain, the senior. What his defensive line for him. Talk about a madman getting in there and just getting high. And it was clean.
Yeah.
It was a clean high hit. I mean, it's not like it rocked his head, but it just, talk about sacrificing everything.
That was Ricky Alvarez taking the punishment on the kick return.
Yeah, well,
so it'll be 1st and 10 at the 20. And if Kuna sticks to the running game plan, this could be the last drive of the first quarter. Just a little pass out in the flat. Easy as you like to the 27.
Yeah, positive yardage. That's what you want on the first play. And, you have a 3-year starter now that's a junior in Senio, the quarterback. Very, very, very accustomed to this offense, but never really, the Kuna offense is not one to wing it downfield. Senio ball control, you talked a lot about running the football, and they will do that, but Senio, a lot of experience behind the center for Kuna.
So the handoff to Governor. Governor's going to get to the line and not pick up much more. Is that all he's going to get? So it'll be 3rd and 3 now for the Cavemen.
And they can't do that. They cannot go 3 and out here. They have to pick up a first down. After that, just back-breaking drive by Mountain View. Got to put something together. Got to get creative. Some misdirection up front, and that Mountain View defensive line, strong, fit, and athletic. Got to get them going one direction and come back the other.
Senio under center. Hand off to the fullback. That was number 35, Gino Salas. And he is not going to get it. He's going to be a yard short. So it's going to be 4th and a long one now for Kuna.
So Salas, the senior, 5'8", 220. Bit of a wrecking ball back there. He played a lot last year too. Similar role, same role. And he's another experienced runner they have on this Kuna football team, but got to use some strength, got to be able to move and knock this defensive line off their blocks.
And Kuna's going to go for it here. 4th and short. Salas looking for a gap, finds it, and he's just going to make it beyond the marker. First down for the Cavemen.
Boy, I said that was huge, and it was huge. They needed to show a little bit of ball control. Could you imagine if that ball goes back over to Mountain View and the time of possession in the first quarter being 1 minute to 7 minutes? I mean, to 8 minutes. Good job.
That's a gas defense you're setting up there. So ball at the 31, Twins high, Twins low. Senio drops back. Under pressure as the pocket collapses, and he is going to get absolutely buried in the backfield. That's number 9, Riggin Store, off the D-line.
Senio, he's going to sit one of these out. Boy, he landed on the ball, knocked the wind out of him, it looks like. He's hurt.
That's a loss of 10 yards on the play. It's going to make it 2nd and 20 with the backup quarterback.
Tough play on that one. Just not able to hold the block on the left side. You can see how hyper-aggressive this defensive line is for Mountain View. We talked about their athleticism, and that's exactly what they are. They're all running around 6'2", 6'3", and over 200 pounds, and just moving well, trying to get to the quarterback.
Did Kuna take a timeout?
I'm not sure what's going on here. They're going to need to take one.
The clock is stopped.
Well, it stops for a hurt player.
Yeah, but he's been off the field. Now they're going to run the clock.
I mean, it's home cooking. Come on, we're at Kuna.
All right, cut him a little slack.
That's right.
So 2nd and very long now for the Cavemen. Hand off to Salas from the backup quarterback. Number 13, DeAndre Governor.
Governor, the freshman. Yeah, DeAndre, the freshman, getting thrust into this position. I'll tell you what, Senio, same situation, thrust in as a freshman. We talked about Senio a couple of years ago. And as a freshman starter, came in, and now Governor kind of getting a little bit of the same experience. Senio, like we talked about, I think he just had the wind knocked out of him.
Yeah, he's back after one play. So 3 receivers set low, 2 high. Senio drops back, but before he can do anything, there's going to be a flag. And it's going to be against the Cavemen. So 3rd and long is now 3rd and longer.
Not a lot of plays in your playbook for 3rd and 20.
Yeah, that makes it difficult to pick it up. Usually it just involves a run right now.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Hand the ball off. Don't fumble it. We got to see if we can flip the field here and play some defense. Maybe you learn something after that first drive by Mountain View.
And this could be the last play of the first quarter.
Which has literally flown by.
Thrown just behind his intended receiver. That was intended for number 5, McCade Cutforth. So 4th and long coming up now with 27 seconds left to go in the opening quarter of play. This is going to be not even a 20-minute quarter.
20-minute quarter. At this rate, I mean, throwing a 20-minute homecoming halftime, like, we'll be home in an hour and a half.
Yeah. Not a bad night. Now, hopefully we have a good competitive game. I don't mind staying a little later.
No, and listen, Kuna is going to learn. That's what a good football team does. That's why these coaches get paid, and you got to make the adjustments. But Kuna really trying to find their identity right now.
The end-over-ender kick bounces across midfield to the 43-yard line, where it's fielded by number 2, Kian Foy. Foy gets up to the 46, where he's going to be dropped, and that's where the ball will be placed. First down for Mountain View.
Yeah, who made that tackle? That was Senio, the quarterback. He's on the punt team. But they line him up on the line, so he basically looks like a tight end out there. So he gets a free release down the field if he can beat his blocker. And he came down and was the first one on the spot. They ran away from him, and when they turned back, Senio in pursuit was able to knock him down. Kind of feel good.
Yeah.
As a quarterback, you get knocked down, but getting a chance to knock somebody down.
You don't get to return the favor very often.
No.
So 1st and 10, Nelson under center. Fakes the handoff, drops the pass. Now he has some room to run. And he's just going to slide across midfield at the 48-yard line. And that play will take us to the end of the first quarter. So at the end of 1, the Mountain View Mavericks 7, the Kuna Kavemen 0 here on IdahoSports.com. You talk about a quick quarter. We'll be right back after a quick break.
Life can change. Your health insurance should keep up. Things like moving, losing your job or current coverage, or having a baby means you could qualify for new coverage and savings from a tax credit. At Your Health Idaho, you can compare plans and see how much you can save on your monthly premium. Make sure to apply and enroll within 60 days of the change. More coverage, less cost. Only at yourhealthidaho.org. See how much you could save.
We'd like to thank tonight's Power Boosters for Kuna, the College of Western Idaho, and J&M Sanitation, and for the Mavericks, the Curb Bar and Grill and Metro Appraisals. If you'd like to become one of our Power Boosters, just send an email to sales@idahosports.com, because Power Boosters are a great way for you and your business to be seen by tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of current and potential clients and customers. And the best part, it's 100% tax deductible. Again, just send an email to sales@idahosports.com to find out more about how you can become a Power Booster on IdahoSports.com.
We talked to tens of thousands, even if not hundreds of thousands. Let's go big. How about millions?
Millions.
And millions of people.
I know we have at least one listening. My
That's
wife has texted me to say we sound good.
Oh.
So.
Not my wife. She hasn't texted me yet. I mean, you sound good. Let's be honest.
Well, I wouldn't be here without you.
Oh, tender.
Nelson hands the ball off to number 32. That's Bear Scott. Scott picks up about 2 yards on the play. It's going to be 3rd and 2 now.
Yeah, so Scott, the other diminutive running back after Gomez Ricks, and we talked about his injury early on, able to punch it in, but for more of a workload, kind of a, we'll call it between the 20s type of runner. Got to find that back. Looks like maybe they have him.
So one receiver down low, all alone. We got one-on-one coverage down here. Not going to look that way is Nelson. Nelson instead looks up top, finds the receiver number 9. That's Tyler Weaver again. The 6'5", 225-pound wide receiver picks up enough for a Maverick first down.
Boy, I really like that play call. They lined him up off the ball and then ran him laterally as they released the receivers upfield. And he ended up with the linebacker. That was number 4, Jesse DeMeyer, who's been working hard all game long and is able to get to the edge on that one-on-one matchup. It's a really good play call.
Nelson in the shotgun. He's going to drop back. He's going to put the ball up into coverage. Incomplete. Nice coverage there by number 25. It looked like Xavier Colunga.
Yeah, Nelson,
the freshman.
Nelson didn't put enough on it. If he would have let his man, I have all the confidence. I would have all the confidence in the world that Brody Munson, the 6'1", 180 senior, can go up and get a football, and Nelson just underthrew that thing. And Nelson, not Nelson, the receiver, who happens to be Munson, had to come back to the ball. But note that one for the future. Man-to-man coverage. Safety did not roll in time. And opportunity.
We're going to have a timeout on the field taken by Mountain View. That will be their first charge timeout. Take one with them.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, we'll be right back, folks.
Help dreams come true with the Ideal 529 Education Savings Program. Our easy-to-use tools make it simple to plan for your child's education. With tax benefits and ownership flexibility, Ideal is the perfect way to save for college, trade school, apprenticeships, K-12 education, and student loan repayment nationwide. Join us at our next webinar to learn more about the 529 plan. Enrolling takes just 15 minutes, and you can start with just $25. Visit idsaves.org to learn more.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
Welcome back to IdahoSports.com. It's going to be 2nd down and 10 to go for Mountain View after the incomplete pass on 1st down. Nelson's going to be set up alone in the backfield. 3 receivers low, 2 high. Nelson drops back, looks near side, slings it out there, has a man. That's number 9, Tyler Weaver. And Weaver up to the 21-yard line. It's going to be right at the sticks. Oh, no, it's not. He's going to get past the sticks. That's going to be a 1st down for Mountain View.
And just a 3-man defensive line, no pressure whatsoever. And something's got to give defensively for Kuna. Either they've got to go after him with pressure, especially when there's nobody in the backfield to block, to pick up a blitz, or they've got to play a little tighter coverage, because on that one, coming wide open underneath, and then you put the 6'5", 220 on about 145-pound defensive back. I know who I pick.
Yeah. Here's the handoff now to Gomez Ricks. Ricks bounces it outside, nearly breaks free. He's going to pick up 8 yards on the play.
Yeah,
I heard flag, but I don't see one.
No, what they were talking about on the outside, Munson just drove the defender. That is number 26 for Kuna. I don't have a 26, so assuming there was some sort of 26 out there, just drove him into the ground, into the end zone, just stuck with his block.
Somebody knows him and loves him. Nelson drops back, has time, looking now. The pocket starts to collapse. He's going to get flushed. Still looking. Now he's going to tuck it and run inside the 10 to the 8-yard line, 9-yard line. That'll be another 1st down for Mountain View.
And just methodical chunks, each play. Everything's working. We talked about the physicality of Mountain View, and you can just see it as they're leaning on this defensive line for Kuna. At some point, maybe you got to start thinking about blitzing. They do bring in 4 defensive linemen now, trying to put some pressure on Nelson.
So it'll be 1st and goal now for the Mavericks.
Nope.
Gomez Ricks to the left of Nelson.
Still 3. Thought they brought another defensive lineman in.
Nelson looking, still looking, has all sorts of time. Now he's in trouble, and now he goes down in the arms of number 20, Cade Plummer, with the tackle. Cale Plummer, excuse me.
Cale Plummer coming in, and that was not even a delayed blitz. What they did is they beat him with the coverage. That's a coverage sack he had all day. If he would have just held his ground in the pocket and waited, starting to get flush, and Plummer taking advantage. As soon as he made that run out, Plummer, the middle linebacker, shot the gap, able to come up with a good sack. Now, that's why you only rush 3, so you can get those types of situations.
And it worked. 2nd and goal now from the 15-yard line. Here's the run all the way back. They get back to that original line of scrimmage to about the 5.
A tough run.
That's number 32, Bear Scott.
Scott had
5'10", 148.
Yeah, Scott had a convoy. And at 148, it looks like his offensive lineman just kind of carried him forward. Yeah. But another diminutive back, as it were.
3rd and goal now from the 5-yard line. This could be a big stop here for Kuna if they're able to keep the Mavericks out of the end zone.
Oh, this is 2 downs, though. They got to stop them twice.
Yeah. So Nelson gets the snap, drops back, looking for the corner pylon. Incomplete, but here comes a flag from the secondary.
Yeah, it's going to be a holding call on the defense, which will give them 1st down, half the distance, and now they're going to stop them 4 times.
Pass interference now. Looks like it's going to be the official call. So So pass interference against the Cavemen, half the distance to the goal, automatic first down. So the 5 becomes the 2.5.
Yeah, so love our officials, but it was a hold. Because the ball hadn't been released, and if it happens before the ball is released, that's a holding.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess unless he knocked him down, but I saw a hold. So maybe there were 2. Maybe they called it on somebody else.
Yeah, it came from the center of the field, and not the corner pylon. And here's a timeout. Not sure what this is about. Oh, the down marker was wrong. Oh no, they didn't give him the first down? Huh.
I'm not sure.
I thought that was an automatic.
No, pass interference. Holding's an automatic.
Holding's on pass interference. That's a big call.
Yeah.
So half the distance to the goal. Now it's 3rd down.
Yeah, that's another one of those funky ones.
At the high school level.
At the high school level. There are a couple ones. In fact, I was talking to the IHSAA. We'll talk about it after this play. Last week, a couple of interesting factoids.
There's Scott in the backfield with Nelson. Nelson with the pitch to Scott. Scott's rumbling in for the score. Touchdown, Mavericks. Yeah, Scott on the 3-yard run. Oh, there's a flag.
Hold your horses, boys.
Let's see what we got here. So everybody just wait. Unsportsmanlike conduct against the Mavericks. So the play will stand. That was Scott with a 3-yard touchdown run.
So that one's going to be on Scott. As he coming in the end zone, he did the slit throat thing, right? His finger across his throat, and that's
a no-no.
Forbidden.
That is a big no-no. So it looks like they'll take it on the kickoff. Kuna will. Yeah, they'll take it on the kickoff, take that 15-yard penalty on the kickoff. So Guerrero comes in for the PAT. Guerrero lines it up. Here's the snap. Good hold, good kick.
Just barely.
Good point. Yeah, somebody came in hard off the end and nearly got to that. But as it is, with 7:47 left in the first half of play, Mountain View 14, Kuna 0.
A couple of things that we talked about, like I said, I was talking to the IHSAA last week. Was it last week? Yeah, it was last week. Last Thursday, the Boise Timberline game, which happened to be a pretty good one if you weren't able to catch it. But a couple of the things they talked about that I was talking to them, they said, one of the problems I have, and this is one of my beefs, is on a holding call on offense, they go from the spot of the foul.
Yeah.
So you can have a 1st and 48 if it happens far enough back, versus NFL or college football, it's 10 yards from the spot of the ball, from the line of scrimmage. Yeah. And what that does is puts these kids at such a disadvantage to try and overcome it, and you flip the field. There's no, it causes less scoring. It's not as good for the game. And I said, well, hey, we need to fix it. And he says, well, that's NFHS rules. And he said that he went to the conference last year, and he said he's never heard anybody propose. I said, propose it. So he told me to write it up and he would propose it.
Oh.
So I'm going to change the high school football world single-handedly.
They'll call it the Luke Law.
Well, yeah. Woo.
There's a little squibber.
But you got to field it.
You still got to pick it up, boys. Woo. Finally fallen on at the 30-yard line. It didn't look like anybody wanted to pick that up. So 1st and 10 Kuna at their own 30. 7:47 left to go in the half.
I thought they were going to get a better field. Again, somebody returns that, you got to flip the field, especially if that 15-yard penalty as is. Doesn't feel like they took advantage of it. Now, Kuna, big possession. At least got to have positive yards. You got to move the ball. You got to get a couple first downs. I mean,
take some time off the clock to give your defense a chance to breathe. Yeah. They were out there for a long time.
And some of these kids go both ways and really got to figure out how to do it.
So 1st and 10 for Kuna. Senio in the backfield. Hands the ball off to Salas. You know, I don't see Governor out there tonight. Number 6.
Hey, you're right. Salas has taken all of the handoffs, and I haven't even seen Governor on the sidelines. And you have the defense over to our right.
That's a huge loss if he, in fact, is out of this ball game. Senio with the quick hitter. That's complete to number 18, Leandro Villarreal. And Villarreal picks up 5 yards on the play. It'll be 3rd and 5 to go now for the Cavemen.
Why, Clay, you say that so well. How do you know how to say that?
Well, yo soy maestro de español.
Let me just translate that. He speaks Dutch in his free time.
That's right. Thank you, Duolingo, baby.
Just kidding. He is a Spanish teacher, and he's rocking the Ridgeview High stuff today.
Yeah, today was blackout day for our homecoming game against Columbia.
Ooh, that's a good one.
So I got my Johnny Cash suit on. That ball batted out of the air. That was number 15, Logan Picardo.
You know, one of the problems is just looking overwhelmed right now is Kuna, not really able to figure anything out. And you know, at some point you got to start taking some shots. You got to push the ball downfield, because at this point, anything close to the line of scrimmage it feels like you're not even giving yourself a chance to move the ball.
Yeah, and again, that series only took about $1.20 off the clock, and they're going to flip around and give it right back to Mountain View, who, as we saw in the first, both their drives can milk a clock. That was nearly blocked. Hits at the 40 and takes a Kuna bounce inside the 30. All the way down to the 22, where it'll be first down Mavericks.
Well, flipping the field. Flipping the field's good. It's a positive. I mean, you got to take the good with the bad. Defensively now, you got to figure something out. Now, they got the 1 sack. That was a coverage sack. But to me, it looks like getting pressure on Nelson. And here's the reality: if you're outmatched and you're over at this point in the ball game, again, things could change and you can make some adjustments. But if you're outmatched physically to this point, you got to start looking to do some things dynamic. And what does that mean? Well, blitzing, right? You got to send more people, exotic blitzes, corner blitzes, whatever it is, just to disrupt the function of this offense. And I'd say the inverse of that on offense is start taking exotic shots, shots down the field, really unique looking stuff, because what is not working is what they've been doing.
So Nelson in the backfield, fakes the handoff, drops back, and overthrows his receiver. That was intended for Munson. Just threw it over his head by a good 3 or 4 feet.
I mean, that was a show-off incompletion. You saw Nelson, you saw the arm strength there. That far side came from this hash mark, thrown to the far numbers, and he still put it on a rope and out of bounds. So, yes, arm strength, no bad throw.
So 2nd and 10 now for the Mavericks. Try to get the Cavemen to jump. They do not. Looks to the sideline to get the play.
Yeah, watch, number 42 is going to blitz here on this one. He's leaning in. They're going to send an extra pass rusher here as well. They should. There they go.
Bear Scott with the carry. Skips past the first defender across the 30. He'll be stopped there. So pickup of about 8 yards on the run will be 3rd and 2.
Yeah, Scott, good individual effort, because that play was dissected. They had a man stepping up in the hole. I think that was DeMeyer again trying to plug that hole, but sending the extra pass rusher absolutely necessary.
So 2 receivers high, just the 1 low. And again, no, the handoff, Nelson's going to keep it himself, and he's got some room to run across the 40, across the 45. He'll take it out of bounds at the 48-yard line. That's enough for a first down for the Mavericks.
And they've been setting that one up all game long. Nelson not keeping the ball, and they faked the handoff. Everything came this direction. Defensive end bit on the fake and then wide open around the corner. Nelson, a good athlete, But he didn't even have to turn the jets on. He just got what he wanted.
He was just loping out there, picking up big chunky yardage. Gomez-Ricks in the backfield now. Twins high, twins low. There's the snap. Gomez-Ricks comes out of the backfield. Nelson's going to run again, and he's just going to slide down after about a 5-yard pickup.
And talk about headsy. I mean, a quarterback at this level who is willing to just slide, saying, I don't need to take a hit. Not necessarily a running quarterback, but an athletic quarterback, and just avoiding anything. And that's good coaching. You know, when you get to that point and where you don't need to get blown up on every play, I say do it. Stay away.
It's just good decision making, you know, especially with the adrenaline flowing in the heat of the game, to recognize that it's better just to go down after a short game than it is to take a big hit. Nelson drops back, has the man open in the flat. That's number 9, Tyler Weaver, and he's going to pick up the first down at the 40-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Mavericks.
So Cale Plummer, for a high school linebacker, has good size, 6'1", 210. But you're asking him to go up against 6'5", 225.
Yeah, with speed.
With speed. And Plummer, a great athlete. We've seen him. He has a sack tonight already. But just trying to keep up with that level of athleticism, I'm telling you, we talked about the matchup. Tyler Weaver, the 6'5", 225 senior.
Gomez-Ricks on the carry. He's going to pick up about 5 yards on the play. 4:20 left to go in the half now.
You know, it kind of feels like a bend but don't break type thing. Yeah, we're not gonna let you beat us over the top. That's not what we're gonna do. We're gonna make you earn every yard. But I'm telling you, these yards are not that hard to earn right now. 5-10 yarders a pop.
Yeah, when you're picking up 6 yards a chunk, you only need 2 downs to pick up the first. Nelson drops back. Looks across the middle, has a man open. Great catch, touchdown, Mavericks. And number 2, Foy on the 35-yard pitch and catch.
Just as I say that, they go ahead and pop the top off. Foy, he beat the coverage, and he ran the post route. What he did is got behind his receiver. The safety did not rotate over inside. Nelson threw it to where his receiver would run under it. Gave his receiver the opportunity to adjust and get to it. And just a phenomenal pitch and catch all kinds of time for Nelson. Easy layup, if you will.
Well, here's Guerrero on for the PAT. And we're going to get a flag before that. See what the call here is. False start against the Mavericks. Back him up another 5. Make this a bit more interesting for number 30.
Yeah, why not? Show off the leg a little.
Yeah. See what you got. He has plenty in that leg. This should not be an issue now from the 15. So a 25-yard PAT now. There's the snap, the hold, the kick. Everything good if you're a Maverick fan.
Yeah, 21-0. And if we see total yards, I would bet it's 12 to 14 yards to probably 250 yards.
Yeah.
I mean, it's maybe not 250, maybe 180 yards, but just nothing going right for Kuna tonight, and they've got to figure something out. We talked about maybe being a little bit more dynamic. I say exotic in their offense, maybe less predictable, but that's got to come via some play calling here in this second quarter. Put something together before the end of this halftime. See if we can grab some scores at some point. The problem is we're moving so fast in this game. We're ahead of everybody else.
Everything else is going to be first quarter.
Yeah, see, I'll go pick up my kids from the football game at Eagle. Boise plays Eagle tonight. Eagles homecoming.
So Guerrero on to kick. Here's the boot to the ball. It's going to be fielded at the 6-yard line by Kuna. Coming out to the 20, cutting back in to the 25, the 26-yard line. Nice return there by the Kavemen. That's number 19, Ricky Alvarez with the kick return. First down, Kuna at their own 21. Except there's a flag. And it looks like it's going to be a hold.
Do we really have to?
So the 21 is going to be the 11. Oh, it's going to go against Mountain View. Personal foul.
I'm an amazing lip reader. I'm going to be honest with you.
Are
But from here,
nothing.
not happening. Typically, I could get that, but no, not today.
So a personal foul against the Mavericks will give Kuna an extra 15 yards.
And needed. I'm sorry. They need that more than anybody right now.
That ball will be placed at the 42-yard line of Kuna. First down for the Cavemen. 3:41 left to go in the half. Cavemen with all 3 timeouts left. Senio puts a man in motion, and before the snap, we're going to get
false start.
False start. 1 step forward, 2 steps back.
Yeah.
Frustrating if you're a Kuna fan right now. So 1st and 15 will be coming up now for the Cavemen.
Kuna, we're looking, we talked about maybe being a little outmanned right now, but they do have some beef along the offensive line. Just have to maintain those blocks, give Senio a moment, and let those receivers run free. Maybe create some space, but very well coached Mountain View team.
There's the reverse, looking for the pass, has a man open, deep. Oh, just incomplete. Intended for number 2, Trey Taylor, had him, just didn't have the arm to reach him.
Boy, I love it. I absolutely love the play call. It's what we talked about doing. It's doing something different and unpredictable, and that's going to happen all night long. And what happens when you start doing that? You keep them on their heels, right? Then they start anticipating it, and then some of your traditional plays start working. Maybe you're able to run the ball a little bit more or hit something underneath, but you got to keep the pressure on Mountain View.
So they had it there. They just couldn't complete it. 2nd and 15 now, 3.5 to go in the half. Kuna desperately needing points here before the half runs out. They do get the ball back to start the second half, so they could maybe go 2 for 1 here, but they're going to need to pick up some yardage. The handoff to Salas. Salas with a cut, has some room to run. He's going to pick up about 13 to that 15 that he needed.
Great play call, because all of a sudden Mountain View trying to have him to respect it a little bit. They ran the tight end, and that's number 5. That's big McCade Cutsforth. And he's 6'3", 225. He was the lead blocker. He was on a trap, and he trapped the defensive end and led there for Salas. Salas able to cut up field, and a good positive yardage finally for this Kuna football team.
So 3rd and 3 now. Handoff again to Salas. This time he's met in the backfield. He'll get to the line of scrimmage and not much else. I was wondering where DJ Governor was tonight for the Kuna Cavemen. They're do everything running back. I see him down here on the sideline in the white jersey.
Oh, there he is, yeah.
Yep. Not dressed for the game tonight.
Yeah.
That's a big loss for Kuna.
Big loss. Going back to the game, running the exact same play, different result. But hey, if it works once, give it a go again.
So 4th down, Kuna's going for it. Fake the handoff. Oh, they had a man open. That was intended for number 5, McCade Cutsforth. Just couldn't find the completion and gives the ball back to Mountain View in plus territory.
Cutsforth needed to keep running on that. He cut it short. He turned and he squared his shoulders back instead of staying facing the sideline. And unfortunately, with 2:18 to go, Mountain View with 2 timeouts. We're looking to move this ball again. A couple of the matchups today. I'm trying to see if there's anybody that I'm really excited about tonight.
Ridgeview, Columbia. Ridgeview going for their program best 3rd win of the season.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Let's go Ridgeview. Not that I have anything against Columbia, but why not?
Nelson drops back, has all sorts of time, finally checks down to number 32. That's Bear Scott.
So Ridgeview, that's 10 years in the making.
Yeah, could be. It could be. Pick up a 2 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 8. Scott got out of bounds, so it stops the clock with 2:12.
I'll tell you what, the 5A SIC this year, and Ridgeview has a chance to win a few more games.
Yeah, they could make the playoffs if they play their cards right. They have some talent on their team. Nelson drops back, pocket collapses as Kuna sends pressure.
Does look a little bit like BK, yeah.
Nelson slides down after an 8-yard pickup. That'll be a first down for the Mavericks.
Yeah, they sent a blitz on that time, and Nelson ran right to where the blitz came from, and that was a smart play. I like the blitz. I like the idea of it. You got to do something, but if you're going to blitz, you got to complete the play. As he came untouched, and Nelson sidestepped.
So timeout taken on the field. The ball was placed too far ahead.
Well,
moved it back a yard.
Yeah, I mean, maybe the line was crooked. Who knows?
Maybe. Just maybe. Nelson dropping back. Rolls topside. Looking. Has a man open down the field. And a touchdown. Mavericks. Number 2, Kean Foy again.
Holy cow. I don't. That had to be one of the prettiest, most nonchalant touchdown passes I think I've seen in a long time. Nelson rolls out, and again, we talk about him not being a big scrambler. It's not that he can't, but that's just not what they ask him to do. As he's rolling right, throwing on the run, he didn't even square his shoulders as much as he did. Just kind of threw it up there and put that thing and turned it over. Foy running underneath it, I think it was a thing of beauty.
Yeah.
Foy didn't even know it was in the air until he looked back and found it, tracked it, and
just fell right into his hands. PAT is up, and the PAT is good. So with 1.5 left to go in the half, Mountain View 28, Kuna 0 here on IdahoSports.com. Make the memories last a lifetime by owning the digital game file of this game for just $15. Just click the Download Archives button to order yours. Are you interested in joining the team here at IdahoSports.com? We're always on the lookout for talented people that want to get involved in what we do. Salespeople, producers, camera operators, writers, photographers, even broadcasters. Email editor@IdahoSports.com to find out more. And you can also join the Idaho Sports Nation on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Watch prepcasts, get updates, breaking news, pictures, and more on whatever social media platform you desire.
you said rioters. I thought you said rioters.
Oh.
I mean, we need to instill some violence or something up in here on Idaho Sports. But nope, alas, we need writers.
Writers.
No, not quite as fun.
Don't need to raise a ruckus.
No, not quite as fun. Fields the ball about the 20-yard line, runs into a brick wall, and he's going to be taken down at the 28, where Kuna's going to start this, could be, who knows, final drive of the quarter, but Kuna really needing something to answer now as they head back the other direction.
Sven Alskog is watching us tonight from Texas. Let us know that our video was frozen. Thanks, Sven.
Hey, appreciate that.
So we have at least 2 people watching.
No. We have thousands, if not hundreds of thousands. As a power booster.
As a power booster,
you will reach millions.
Senio under center.
Got him.
Did they get him or did they get got?
Nope, got him.
Yep, got the defense to jump. It'll be 1st and 5 now for Kuna.
Well, and that opens up the playbook. I know it seems little and minimal, but at this point, if you're Kuna, you need some baby victories, not just little victories. You need baby victories, and if that means taking a shot and maybe, going into a play that typically would take some more time, you can take a shot now.
So 1st and 5 to go. Looks like they're going to set up in the same formation, twins high. Senio under center. Sends his backfield in motion. Hand off to Salas, and Salas gets popped as soon as he gets the ball, and a timeout taken quickly by Mountain View.
Yeah, again, maybe it's just the Madden in me, playing too-match Madden football or NCAA football when I was growing up. But if I have second and short, and I know that first downs have been tough to come by, but I'm down 28-0 with 3 timeouts, now probably 2. They got to take one off. I'm going for it. I'm going to send something down the field. Yeah, we're getting text messages.
Yeah.
Clay, is your camera frozen? Well, probably.
It was. Good now. Thanks, Paul. He's getting messages.
I wonder if Paul Kingsbury owns IdahoSports.com, and he lives extremely close to here, right?
Though he is at the some country concert tonight. Thomas Rhett? Is that a country guy?
Sounds like it.
Yeah. He's at a concert tonight, is all I know, country concert. We were chatting about it last night. Not where I'd expect to see Paul Kingsbury on a Friday night.
Well, that's exactly where I'd expect to see Paul Kingsbury.
Here's the snap. Nope. False start against Kuna. Going to back him up 5.
I think
it's 2nd and 9.
I think we need to charge Paul Kingsbury $15 to hear us talking about him. He needs to get a video archive of this thing. No, speaking of country concert tonight, cowboy theme here in Kuna, and as you and I were walking in, it's like, well, hey, not enough cowboys out here. They didn't really have to dress up.
Yeah, it's just a regular old day.
Is that us?
No, we're good.
All right.
Yeah, just checking to make sure. Video is not frozen.
Yeah, so Mountain View, depending on the play here, are going to take a timeout because they could get the ball theoretically back.
Nice run up the middle there.
You need to call a timeout if you're Kuna. There you go.
Trying to get a number on that runner. Turn around.
21.
There we go.
Yeah, it's Nathan Sigler.
No, it's Kelly Salmon. They changed his number.
Why? Why would you do that? That's
why I talked to the guys to my left before the game started.
That's right. And here's me just waltzing in thinking I know exactly what I'm talking about.
Nope.
But, I do like Sigler out there because he gives a little bit different element than Salas does when he's in the backfield. Sigler a little bit more shifty and changing things up. He gets the ball again here.
Flag comes in the area of a hold. And that's what it's going to be, holding against Kuna. Back him up 10. Make it 2nd and 20.
Well. Yeah.
Well is right.
Yeah. Hey, it's unfortunate because if you are Kuna and you're getting thoroughly outplayed here, anything that you can produce on offense, anything that's starting to work, anything in terms of, maybe we find a little seam here or put a score on the board, anything like that, gotta figure something out.
With 49 seconds, they need to figure it out quickly.
In this 6A classification has been defined, by Rigby for the last, we'll call it 5 to 6 years, but by, top 4 teams, we'll call it 4 or 5 teams depending on the year. Rocky's always in it. Eagle playing in the state championship last year, was up late in the game versus Rigby, ended up losing. Obviously, Rigby big there, but Mountain View was that player for many years.
Yeah.
And Meridian had a run there where they were probably the best team in the state just to get upended by Rigby. Meridian finding some struggles as of late, hoping to trying to do the same thing and get back on track, but Kuna, tall task when asked to beat a Mountain View team that is hungry to get back into that same conversation with the rest of the big schools.
Yeah, and Solomon on that carry there picks up just a few yards, and it looks like Kuna's going to be happy just let this half run out.
Yeah, and then they should be. Just go ahead and send it out. You're going to get the ball back after halftime, maybe figure out a few things. But Kuna at this point, homecoming not going the way that they want. I'm sure the festivities will be great. Life is more than football, but Mountain View sure looking like a player tonight.
Well, we will take a break. We'll be right back with the halftime show here on IdahoSports.com.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
As Idahoans, we're not afraid to take risks.
All the way, all the way. Go. All the way down, all the way down.
Driving under the influence is not a risk we're willing to take. Be around to do more of what you love.
So, what's next? Your path doesn't have to look like theirs. You can do this, or this, or this. Check out in-demand jobs in Idaho and get up to $8,000 to find your thing.
Help dreams come true with the Ideal 529 Education Savings Program. Our easy-to-use tools make it simple to plan for your child's education. With tax benefits and ownership flexibility, Ideal is the perfect way to save for college, trade school, apprenticeships, K-12 education, and student loan repayment nationwide. Join us at our next webinar to learn more about the 529 plan. Enrolling takes just 15 minutes, and you can start with just $25. Visit idsaves.org to learn more.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
We do things differently in Idaho. Sometimes we go east to find west, where muddy trails meet huckleberry smiles. Stars shine electric, and the wind smells like destiny. Sure, our traffic jams are strange, and not all our steaks are ribeyes. But wherever we go, our eyes never leave the road. Belts strapped and dreams packed, no distractions, no phones, focused. From here to there, it's who we are.
We're Valleywide Cooperative. For 100 years, we've been your first choice for residential and commercial propane, fuels, oils, and lubricants. We service HVAC, install water heaters, propane tanks, and accessories. And yes, we'll even deliver right where you need it. Because for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valleywide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
Once again, we have contributed to your Ideal College Savings Program. Love, Grandma and Grandpa.
Ideal. Eventually, they'll appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you. I love it.
College costs money.
Welcome back to IdahoSports.com, ladies and gentlemen, as they are ready to introduce the homecoming royalty. And it's always nice to see a couple football players out there involved. DeAndre Governor is out there for the freshmen. So congratulations to him. He's missing part of the halftime speech inside the locker room.
You know, probably okay.
Yeah.
He'll get yelled at enough when he gets back in there. Ooh, big score.
Oh.
I'm just going to report it real quick. 19-0. Yeah. Hillcrest leads Skyline at halftime. That's a huge one. I mean, that's essentially what you're saying is who's going to come from Eastern Idaho to come over and play most likely BK in the West, and or where does I think that one would be played. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's played here. I think it's a BSU this year.
It is,
yeah. And then the 6A would be played, well, either in North Idaho depending if Coeur d'Alene or
Lake
City, a team from the north. But or it's going to be played in Eastern. Well, actually, you know what? No, they may have them both here, depending on the teams that end up in the state championship. But if Rigby is there, it will be played over at the ICC Dome.
Yeah. At Idaho State.
Holt Arena is all.
Holt Arena, yeah. No longer called Holt Arena. Preston leading Burley 13-6 at half.
Yeah, Eagle beating Boise, looks like 14-3 in the second quarter. That's a tough task. We talked about that at the 6A level. Boise, kind of a resurgence in terms of their athletic program these last couple of years. A couple of years ago, starting with Cooper Smith, I don't know if you guys remember that name, but really kind of put Boise on the map, made the playoffs one year, but still trying to crack that nut. We talked about that.
Sorry, our video froze up again.
What?
I know.
Party foul.
It does that.
Let's see, here we go. So
there we go.
Let's go. Yeah, so Boise trying to hang with Eagle. That one's kind of becoming a bit of a rivalry these last couple of years. Hasn't been close, but Boise typically will play Boise or Eagle pretty hard. You know what's another good one that I've liked is the Boise versus Eagle, the newest high school versus the oldest high school. Yeah, it's been a fun one. Timberline tonight. Let's see, what's the matchup? Where are we? Let's go IdahoSports.com.
And our game flash is up and going, though we don't have any flashes to report from that. Keep checking back in. I'm sure we'll get updates as we go along. Again, I think Brandon is broadcasting a game tonight, and then Paul's out of the office.
Well,
so
Paul.
Yeah, updates might be a little hard to come by here.
I mean, Paul, come on,
man. It's still the opening act.
It is. Yeah, good night, though, for football. Kind of a middle-of-the-season type game. We're seeing it across Mountain View, Kuna. There's been a little chitter going on, but not necessarily one that you would call, I guess, a rivalry per se. A rivalry last week was Mountain View versus Rocky. The battle of the mountains, they say.
Yeah.
And Mountain View scoring a couple touchdowns late to make it a lot closer than it was. To me, it's looking like Rocky, to me, is the cream of the crop this year. BK beating Rigby handily, although Morrell for Rigby did not play.
Yeah, they were down a couple players.
They were. So was BK, though. And talking to some of the BK folks, they were down a couple players as well. But if you got to be a good team, you got to win with who you have.
Yeah, I did not have that one picked in my game picks for the week. Last week.
Yeah, I can't see any scores tonight.
Well, we'll get them out to you as we get them in from our group chat from around the state.
Yeah. Yeah, but some of the matchups tonight, we didn't go into that. We were just talking about who is playing whom. Who is playing whom? That's right.
Yeah,
I did that right. I did that right. Let's go. So Madison Blackfoot, my son just texted me. He's at the Boise. Well, both sons are there. They're twins. Eagles good is the text I just got. They are good.
Yes, they are.
They are good.
2 in the state, right? I think it's Rocky, Eagle, and then Rigby.
Yeah. But although if you go by the Max Preps rankings, Rigby still holds the #1 spot. I just got an eye roll. But if you go by the press and the coaches poll, yes, number 2.
I'm still not convinced on Max Preps.
Boy, I tell you, man, the athletic associations love it. They swear by it. Oh yeah, they swear by it. Well, it takes into account. I was talking to, and I'm not going to name names, but let's just say somebody at IHSAA. It was very open and honest, and I really appreciate the candor. But just saying, well, hey, the Max Preps takes into account, the teams from Spokane. I was like, we just don't know what we have in North Idaho. We never know.
Yeah.
And unless you look at this, the Rigby Coeur d'Alene game. But outside of that, just don't know. We don't have a lot.
They end up playing a lot of teams out of Washington that who knows what you're getting.
Yeah. Are they good or not? We don't know. Because there's no head-to-head. You don't have, plus we don't have eyeballs on them. So Centennial Middleton, that's going to be a tough game for Centennial. That's at Middleton. Lakeland, Post Falls, that'll be a fun one. Post Falls is decent. Lakeland, though, showing up strong. I mean, I'd be worried about them from North Idaho. Capital, Rocky, this one's a tricky one. Capital, good athletes. They show a lot of speed. They took it to Boise the first game of the season. I think they kind of gobsmacked them a little bit. But then Capital ended up losing to Hawaii. But I do think, I think Rocky's the creme de la creme, the 6A classification. Meridian Timberline. Timberline's good. They have 4 D1 commits on that team, and if they can get Hudson Lewis going, he's a game breaker.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then Highland Thunder Ridge, that's all from the 6A classification. Whoa! I'll tell you where they do really well, though, this Kuna team. Boy, I tell you, this band rips it.
Yes, they do. Here, let's let you guys listen to it a little bit. Hold on. Great job there by the Kuna band and color guard. Really nice performance at the half. Well, we still have 6.5 minutes to go before the half. Let's step aside, pay some bills. We'll be right back, do a little bit more chatting. That should take us to the second half kickoff right here on IdahoSports.com.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text START My Quit to 36072.
So, what's next? Your path doesn't have to look like theirs. You can do this, or this, or this. Check out in-demand jobs in Idaho and get up to $8,000 to find your thing.
Help dreams come true with the Ideal 529 Education Savings Program. Our easy-to-use tools make it simple to plan for your child's education. With tax benefits and ownership flexibility, Ideal is the perfect way to save for college, trade school, apprenticeships, K-12 education, and student loan repayment nationwide. Join us at our next webinar to learn more about the 529 plan. Enrolling takes just 15 minutes, and you can start with just $25. Visit idsaves.org to learn more.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
We do things differently in Idaho. Sometimes we go east to find west, where muddy trails meet huckleberry smiles. Stars shine electric, and the wind smells like destiny. Sure, our traffic jams are strange, and not all our steaks are ribeyes. But wherever we go, our eyes never leave the road. Belts strapped and dreams packed, no distractions, no phones, focused. From here to there, it's who we are.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text START My Quit to 36072.
As Idahoans, we're not afraid to take risks.
All the way, all the way. Go. All the way down, all the way down.
Driving under the influence is not a risk we're willing to take. Be around to do more of what you love.
So, what's next? Your path doesn't have to look like theirs. You can do this, or this, or this. Check out in-demand jobs in Idaho and get up to $8,000 to find your thing.
Help dreams come true with the Ideal 529 Education Savings Program. Our easy-to-use tools make it simple to plan for your child's education. With tax benefits and ownership flexibility, Ideal is the perfect way to save for college, trade school, apprenticeships, K-12 education, and student loan repayment nationwide. Join us at our next webinar to learn more about the 529 plan. Enrolling takes just 15 minutes, and you can start with just $25. Visit idsaves.org to learn more.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
We do things differently in Idaho. Sometimes we go east to find west, where muddy trails meet huckleberry smiles. Stars shine electric, and the wind smells like destiny. Sure, our traffic jams are strange, and not all our steaks are ribeyes. But wherever we go, our eyes never leave the road. Belts strapped and dreams packed, no distractions, no phones, focused. From here to there, it's who we are.
We're Valleywide Cooperative. For 100 years, we've been your first choice for residential and commercial propane, fuels, oils, and lubricants. We service HVAC, install water heaters, propane tanks, and accessories. And yes, we'll even deliver right where you need it. Because for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valleywide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
Once again, we have contributed to your ideal college savings program. Love, Grandma and Grandpa.
Ideal. Eventually, they'll appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you. I love it.
College costs money.
Welcome back to IdahoSports.com. Just in time for the second half kickoff. I'm Clay Hatfield. He's Ryan Luke. And we're glad you decided to join us this evening. Kuna will receive the second half. Any adjustments you expect to see from these two teams coming out after the half?
I mean, this is going to sound really bad. And if you are a Kuna fan, forgive me, but you've either got to accept your fate and work on fundamentals, or you blow this thing wide open. And the double reverse pass is what you're going to have to do. So the adjustment to me is you got to be more exotic. You got to send people. You got to get Nelson out of his comfort zone. We saw that last touchdown pass, the 40-yarder, where he just laid it in the hands of Foy. Can't happen again. You got to keep him running. You know, you're going to get some man coverage on the outside, but you got to do something different. So if it's me, I'd rather die big than wither away at the vine.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we'll see what Kuna does here on their opening possession. Guerrero set to kick. 2 men deep for the Cavemen. It's going to be fielded at about the 12-yard line, coming near side, looking for some space to run. Thought there might be a flag for a block in the back, but there's not. And, oh, here comes a flag in late. Returned up to about the 20-yard line. Looks like the 19 or 18 maybe.
You know, even kick returns are tough to come by for this Kuna team.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to call a personal foul against Mountain View. So you're going to take 15 yards, and Kuna's going, thank you very much. We will take it. Listen, that one's for being aggressive. They're flying to the ball. I hate to use this term, but I'm going to because I don't have another. They're headhunting right now. You know, they're leaving their feet. They're making tackles, and it's just that aggressive style of football.
They're looking to pop pads.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say. That's exactly what I meant to say.
I got your back.
Thank you.
So 1st and 10 now at the 34-yard line for the Cavemen. Senio's going to start in shotgun. Runner to his left. Too high, too low. Running back goes in motion. Gets the catch out to the 37-yard line.
Yeah, that first play, that's one where you could be creative. I mean, they don't know what to expect. It would appear that Kuna's probably going to play conservative, they call it play their game. But who knows, maybe they blow the top off of this. Some of the key differences here, too, though, in terms of physicality up front. Mountain View running that 4-man defensive line every single time versus Kuna's a 3-man defensive line, trying to create some mismatches with in the defensive backfield, but Foy and Nelson running free.
Senio with the keeper. He's going to get to the line of scrimmage and not much more than that, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 8.
Yeah. It's at what point does the frustration start kicking in for Kuna? And again, you know, we're talking about Kuna, but let's give all the credit to Mountain View as they really step up. And athletic defensive line has been basically their MO. You know, nothing's really gotten past that first level. The linebackers haven't really played a huge part in this football game. It's been all that defensive line.
So here comes a big 3rd and 6 now for the Cavemen. 10.5 left to go in the third quarter. Senio drops back, has a man in the flat. And he is going to drop a stiff arm on the defender, and I think he's going to pick up the first down.
I feel like that's the second organic first down for Kuna today, and that was just right. They ran the tight end out in the flat, and they're pretty excited about it, too.
Yeah, McCade Cutforth is celebrating. And good. Celebrate.
Yeah.
You made a small victory right there.
That's right. But it was a good play call. As Cutford came out in the flat, they ran everything back across the field this way. Senio looked off the defenders and then came back, had an open man to release, and just a race to the sidelines for that first down.
Great crowd out here on both halves.
Yeah.
Mountain View showed up. Their student section's packed. Kuna did the same thing for this homecoming. Salas with the carry to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. He's going to be driven back after that. It might even be a loss of 1.
Yeah, that play may need to be just scratched from the play calling book. They have run that all night long, and that's basically what's happened all night long.
Yeah, it has not been a very productive play call. Well, we'll see what they have drawn up for 2nd and 10 here.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to let's get aggressive with the ball. Let's do something that's going to really put Mountain View, because if you remember when they took the shot, then the next play they came back with a run play, loosened them up a little bit, and without any type of threat downfield, that box is going to stay packed.
There's a pass down the field, just incomplete. Overthrew his intended receiver. That was for McCade Cutforth. Not able to do it.
Yeah, Cutforth stopped running. He needed to go. You got to run. You got to stay on that. And that's 2 times now that Cutforth has kind of cut his route short. He shows the athleticism when he gets the ball, but that's a couple times now that if I'm a coach and I'm tweaking my players, just keep running, son. Just keep running and let the ball come to you.
So 3rd and 10 now. See what Kuna has drawn up. We talked about Mountain View's time of possession in the first half. You don't want to have unproductive series because Mountain View can just bleed that clock. Senio under pressure, finds a man out in the near side. Up to the midfield stripe. That's going to be complete to number 18, Leandro Villarreal.
And they needed to go for it. I mean, right here the statistics say go for it, but it's like they're going to bring the punt team on. Analytics say go for it, yeah.
Especially down 28-0.
Yeah. And again, it almost feels, and I don't want to discourage anybody who may be watching right now, but it feels a bit like Kuna's maybe accepted this one as is.
There's still so much time left in this ball game. Like you said, open it up a little bit.
Yeah, false start. But I almost feel like Mountain View was goading him. They were baiting him to jump.
And they got him to do it. Oh, maybe that's what this official's going to say.
Yeah, that's a Mountain View. That should be on Mountain View. And then you go for it. Good heavens, you got to go for it. Yeah.
4th and 6 become a 4th and 1.
Yeah. Boy, we have a good view from here too, and it's not like I'm just making that up. This is, that's exactly right.
So it is going to go against Mountain View for trying to bait the lineman to jump. Then here comes the offense back out on the field.
Yeah, that's the right call. That is the right call because you got to get this offense going. I mean, Salas is 230 pounds. If you can't come up with a yard right here, I mean, this is gut check time. And it's early. It's early in the 3rd quarter. This is it. This is your football game right here.
Your linemen need to pick up a good push right here. Senio's going to be under center. Wing formation behind him. Handoff goes to number 21, Salmon, and Salmon gets the first down and then some. Picks up 5 yards on the carry. That's a first down, Kuna.
Yeah, they need to line that formation up again and run out of that and then just do variations of that. I really like that. Instead of just running Salas up the gut, they let Salas be the lead blocker coming across the formation, and Senio under center gave him a little bit different look. And see, hey, what? Yeah. It's almost like I know what I'm saying. Look at it, same formation.
You're a trained professional, kids. Don't try this at home. Different result, though, this time.
They're not bad, though. I mean, it was positive. One guy slipped in, though. If they would have picked up the edge defender, Salas had a good block, and you saw where the rest of the pile ended up. I still say go for it. Stay in this formation. Run out of this. You can run variations. You have your tight end in there. You have a couple of receivers. play action.
Yeah, this would be a great spot for play action. 2nd and 9 for Kuna. On the plus side of the field for one of the very few times this ball game. There's the play action. Senio is just going to lob it out of bounds as he had no one to throw to.
So something wasn't right there. I think somebody ran a wrong route. You never roll your quarterback out to nobody. There was literally nobody on that side of the field. And the deep receiver was cut first, and because they ran the play action, and as Senio ran out, either he ran to the wrong side or somebody ran the wrong route.
It was a busted play. It resulted in an incomplete pass, so 3rd and 9 now. And again, 2-down territory, I have to imagine.
Yeah, 2 downs to pick up 9 yards.
Pick up half now and half later. Senio under pressure, and he's going to go down in the backfield. That's going to be big number 92 for the Mavericks, Hunter Peck.
Well,
4th and 11.
I mean, 4th and 11 is a little bit different than 4th and 5. So.
And they've backed it up, so it's 4th and 12, actually.
Yeah, 4th and 12. So what I'm seeing here is the pass rush is so, bad word, but rabid at this point. It's got to be catch and throw. I mean, these are inside routes. These are timing routes. And the receiver has to get inside leverage, and you got to throw those passes. There is no time for these things to develop.
Wyatt Anderson with the kick. High one, fair caught at the 15-yard line where the Mavericks will take over 1st and 10.
If anything, couple first downs. We saw a little bit of life, an organic first down. You got to build on that. They found maybe a formation that works better for them. A couple backs coming out of the backfield. They always say the wing tee or the veer. I mean, some of the hardest to defend and plan for. So if they can do anything out of that formation, I say run with it.
6.5 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Mavericks leading the Kavemen by a score of 28-0. Clay Hatfield, he's Ryan Luke, and this is IdahoSports.com. Thanks for tuning in tonight, folks. Wherever you may be watching from. So Nelson in shotgun, drops back. They're going to call pass interference on that. I don't know.
I don't think it was. No.
I think that was just a tangle of feet there.
Yeah, absolutely. Feet got tangled, and it's tough too because at this level, the refs, they see somebody hit the floor and they automatically think that it's there. But I just don't. I didn't see it. Not much of an argument though.
And the Mountain View fans are happy. The Kuna fans are silent. So that'll be a 15-yard penalty and a 1st down for the Mavericks.
Yeah, you read my mind as soon as you said that's going to be a penalty, and then I saw the look on your face and had the same thought. No, I don't think so, but that's why we're up here.
That's why we're up here, exactly. Thankless job down there in the stripes. Here's the handoff to Bear Scott. Flag down in the backfield as Scott picks up 6 yards. But it's usually where holding takes place.
Well, the football gods giveth, and the football gods taketh away. So
yes,
15 yards forward, 10 yards back. That could be more than 10.
Holding against the Mavericks, yep. Oh, holding against the Mavericks twice.
So they took the further one back, and like I said, I feel like that shouldn't matter.
Yeah, the Luke Law coming to a town near you. The ball's taken all the way back to the 20-yard line. Well, it'll be 1st and about 21 to go now. Nelson drops back, under pressure, just gets rid of the ball before he gets buried. Yeah, good pass rush there by the Kuna defense.
Yeah, well, and again, you took the words out of my mouth. They put 5. They sent 5 that time, And, you know, the idea is got to get to the quarterback before he can square up and make a throw and get the read, as long as you can have coverage early on. But I like the idea. They sent a couple people, 5 people in the pass rush.
So here comes 2nd and 21. Nelson in the backfield. Runner to his left. Twins high, one low. There's the quick hit out in the flat. Caught by Munson. Munson's going to get up to the 30-yard line. Pick of about 9 on the play. Brings up 4th and a long 11.
Hey, Kuna was in this position earlier in the first half, and remember, Nelson had the scramble for the first down. So if you got to be thinking, all right, put a spy on the quarterback. Do not let him get outside of containment.
We have twin receivers high, twin receivers low. Nelson can't get the Kuna defense to jump, and Mountain View is going to be forced to call a timeout with 5:26 left to go in the third quarter. Their first charge timeout. Going to take one with them?
Let's do it.
All right, let's go. We'll be right back on IdahoSports.com.
So, what's next? Your path doesn't have to look like theirs. You can do this, or this, or this. Check out in-demand jobs in Idaho and get up to $8,000 to find your thing.
We're a valley-wide country store. For 100 years, we've been your #1 choice for food, fuel, farm supplies, and just about everything else you could need to get you through your day. We know you work until the job is done, and so do we. For gas on the go, or a little extra to help you get down the road, you can count on us. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here.
Okay.
All right, we're back.
Cut that a little bit short. Sorry about that. Our sponsor at Valley-Wide. We'll get you back here, though. So 3rd and 11. As Ryan almost throws his phone out the window.
I'm just so angry, apparently.
Nelson flushed at the top, gets rid of it, and again, just another beautiful pitch and catch completed out to number 9, Tyler Weaver. Pick up a 13 on the play. First down for the Mavericks.
Yeah, Weaver put the defender on his hip, and that was a design. They look one way, and it was a designed rollout. Nelson showed all night long that he throws the ball really well moving to his right. He squares his shoulder up to the line of scrimmage and just lofts it in there. I mean, he doesn't even have to zing it. He just puts it right where they're going to be, lets his receiver run to the ball.
That's what it is. He puts it where his receiver's going to be, not where his receiver's at. Sign of a great quarterback, because that one hits the turf. And even now, Nelson on the run is going to pick up, drop the shoulder on that defender in the back in the secondary, and picked up about 22 yards on the run. So even the busted plays are turning into positive plays for the Mavericks.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, it's tough. You get them, a fumbled snap and things start breaking down, especially rush lanes as you're going for the ball, and an athletic quarterback like we've seen with Nelson tonight, and he's not afraid to run the ball at the same time. Doesn't have to. He's 6'3", 200, and he has shown the part tonight.
There's the handoff to Gomez Ricks, who picks up 12 on the play, and that's another Maverick first down. And another big hit on the defender that time from Gomez Ricks. Nelson in shotgun. Gomez Ricks again. He's going to pick up about 6 yards this time. So 2nd and 4.
I'd love to, just not a lot of positives right now for this Kuna football team. And but Mountain View just showing off a bit right now.
Yeah.
Again, we talked about last week, Nelson stepping up in the pocket.
and absolutely rips one into the end zone. Touchdown, Mavericks. Ian Foy with his third touchdown catch of the night. This one from 19 yards out.
So pass protection's good. We saw a hold up, and Nelson uses good lateral mobility, keeps his eyes down the field, and then he squares his shoulders and he rips it. We talked about the big arm, 6'3", 200. He kind of has maybe next level look to him if he keeps performing like this, and very impressive with the way he extends plays with his legs. We saw him slide early on, doing all the right things. He has a little bit of moxie too. He's not afraid to point the first down, and so this Nelson kid, I'm liking him more and more the more I see him.
Yeah, 35-0 now. The Mountain View Mavericks leading the Kuna Cavemen here on Kuna's homecoming night. Kuna looking just for small victories, I think, at this point in time. Just see if you can put the drive together, put some points up on the board, keep that Mountain View offense off the field for a little bit.
Yeah, again, and now especially being down 35-0 in the third quarter, I think you'll start seeing a couple of things. And Mountain View is going to maybe bleed the clock. Well, I don't know how much more you can bleed the clock than they did the first half, but going to probably bleed the clock more, and you'll see Kuna maybe resign themselves to, again, bleed the clock themselves. Got to get out of this football game. Hopefully you can get out of it without any injuries or anything too bad, and then lick your wounds and come back the next day. I think, they had their chance. They got the ball, and they picked up a couple first downs, and that was their opportunity to really uncork it and really kind of take the top off, if you will, and send the ball downfield. And Senio just has not been able to. They haven't even given him the opportunity.
Yeah, he hasn't had time. Here's the kick. It's a good one, all the way back to the 4-yard line. Coming near side, trying to cut back inside. But again, that Mountain View special teams flying to the ball.
Cameraman got lazy on that one, but they got the guy catching the ball, receiving the ball. So, apologies for that.
Yeah, that's all that matters. First down for the Cavemen at the 19, not the 20-yard line.
I feel like coming into this season, there's a little bit more optimism around this Kuna football team. Again, a third-year starter at quarterback, really knowing the offense. Salas is coming back. I know they graduated offense, a couple offensive linemen, had a couple kids. One kid go to the next level, another kid took off. But I just feel like they had more, there was some optimism coming into this game. Into the season.
That screen set up intended for Salas, but broken up by Adam Curtis off the defensive line. Nice play there by Curtis reading that.
Hey,
so now 2nd and 10.
No, sorry. Interrupted you. That silence was a killer.
Yeah. I was doing paperwork.
That's right. So I feel like Mountain View, they had a couple of tough losses, 1 and 2 on the season. Rocky was a tough loss. They lost to, I want to say it was Skyridge from Utah. Yeah. And Skyridge, again, one of the better teams at the 6A level in Utah. Utah, really good high school football. Corner Canyon, nationally ranked. They'll stand toe-to-toe with basically anybody, and they were in the same division for a long time. But Mountain View, again, trying to figure out how to get back into this thing. How do they crack into that top tier? Again, making the playoffs, see if they can make some noise. But it feels like, and I've heard this from a couple people around the program, the youth movement at Mountain View is starting to pay off. The participation at the junior, or at the not junior highs, what do they call them? Middle schools. The middle schools, the leagues that they have that feed into it. Yeah, false start. And again, just participation level being very high for Mountain View. Mountain View, largest school in the state, 2,400 kids.
Yeah, which is insane.
It's a lot of kids.
That is crazy. But rumor is there's going to be a new high school coming into West Ada that's going to help alleviate some of that pressure.
Yeah. And the rumors, these are pure rumors. I'm totally spreading rumors now. Let's go. It's going to be west of Mountain View, south of Hawaii. So we'll call it the southwest corner of Ada County. So that'd still be West Ada School District.
Yeah, just barely. There's a pass intended. Good catch there by number 1, Jackson Bolin, goes down and gets it off the turf. Short of the line of gain, only picked up about 5 yards on that. So Kuna's going to be forced to kick it away here with 2:05 left to go in the third quarter.
You know what I liked about that? That was a timing route, and it feels like Senio needs more of those. They need to throw that snap it, set, and fire, and pre-snap read is what he needs to do. And that was the case of that. I was able to pick up, I think it was like 12, 14 yards on it.
There's the kick, fielded at the 47, and busting it up and taking it all the way down to the 24-yard line is Tyler Weaver. And flags coming in all over the place after that play.
Yeah, it's going to be on Mountain View. They're getting chippy and letting Kuna know about it.
It's just unnecessary. This is, what, the third or fourth personal foul against Mountain View tonight?
Yeah.
You know, not what Coach Compton teaches his boys to do.
No, Compton, good football coach. Been impressed with his teams over the years. I will say this, you know, I've been on the personal foul offense, yeah. Again, I'm a mouth reader, and I just got personal foul.
After the play. This is going to be a 30-yard penalty.
Wow.
So personal foul during the play, and then after the whistle, another personal foul for unsportsmanlike conduct.
Yeah.
He's going to back Mountain View up 30 yards in penalties right there on that one play.
I mean, talk about having stuff called back, the opening kickoff.
Yeah.
And Munson took it to the house, and this time getting a couple penalties called against, which was negated in a phenomenal punt return. But got to be frustrated with that. And, you know, Mountain View, again, we talked about really wanting to get back into the scene, the top tiers of this 6A football. And got to kind of play a bit with a chip on your shoulder if you're trying to get back into it.
Yeah, those penalties back Mountain View all the way up to their own 41-yard line. So a loss of 30 yards on those penalties. So Mountain View looking to put this one to bed with 1:30 left in the third quarter.
Yeah, score here, all of a sudden backups get a whole quarter to play.
Nelson drops back, has time. Now he's going to tuck it and run and just get out at the sideline after about a 7-yard pickup. And again, just another smart run by Nelson.
Yeah.
He could have turned it upfield and taken some contact. Instead, he just runs it out of bounds. Saves his body a little bit of pain.
You know, and I look at that too, and again, like you said, a very headsy play, but there was no pressure. I mean, it was a rollout. It was a designed rollout as he's moving to his right. Again, that's the side that he rolls and he throws really well, but there was nobody in the backfield. I mean, he could have stayed back there, but he had linemen downfield and decided to just tuck it and run.
So 2nd and 4 now. Here's the handoff to number 32, Bear Scott. And Scott is going to pick up 5 yards on the play. That's another Maverick first down.
And it's interesting, too. I mean, they're doing the running game is effective. It's not the focal point. I mean, you look at the scores, and they had the touchdown run by Scott. And outside of that, everything else has just been throwing dimes by Nelson. But the run has set up the pass.
2 touchdown runs, 3 touchdown passes. And you said it. It's because they've established the run tonight for Mountain View. And they're going to continue to do that with Bear again. And Bear with some room to run. He's going to pick up 7 yards on first down, make it 2nd and 3.
It's interesting, too, is again, not necessarily a game breaker. We talked about the size of Bear Scott and unfortunately the injury early on to, what was that, Miles.
Yeah.
And so not necessarily in terms of game breakers and not having to break it, but when you're picking up 5 to 7 yards a carry, it basically changes the way that you can call this football game. And there are a few game breakers in this state from the running back position.
Nelson looks, has a receiver open. That is complete to number 3, Brody Munson, at the 21-yard line. First down, Mountain View.
Boy, I like Munson. He has good size, 6'1", 180. He's a senior. Does a good job using his body. Puts himself between the defender.
Mavericks in hurry up. A little fumble on the snap there, and down goes Nelson in the arms of number 42, Wyatt Jansen, to end the third quarter.
Jansen, just a freshman, getting him some experience at the varsity level, and big kid, 6'2", 180.
Well, how about we take a break? We'll be right back for the start of the fourth quarter here on IdahoSports.com.
We're Valley-wide Country Store. For 100 years, we've been your #1 choice for food, fuel, farm supplies, and just about everything else you could need to get you through your day. We know you work until the job is done, and so do we. For gas on the go or a little extra to help you get down the road, you can count on us. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
When it's time to get health insurance, Your Health Idaho is the place to go. It's Idaho's health insurance marketplace where you can shop and compare plans from well-known insurance companies and lower your monthly premium with a tax credit you can't get anywhere else. Plus, certified local agents can find you the right plan for free. More coverage, less cost. Only at yourhealthidaho.org. See how much you could save.
Welcome back to IdahoSports.com. We're starting the fourth quarter of play, almost at the third. 35-0 Mountain View over Kuna. And Mountain View's driving again. The ball is at the 25-yard line, where it is second down and 15 to go after the sack of Nelson on the fumbled snap. Nelson drops back, has time. He's going deep. That could be picked. And that is incomplete. Out of bounds. But
yeah.
Nice job on the over-the-top coverage there by Kuna's defense.
Yeah, good job. But I'm going to tell you, that was a very good, that was a called shot on second down. They wanted Nelson to show it off, see if he could drop it in there. And he put it where only his guy, and if his guy didn't get it, it was going to be out of bounds or incomplete.
It's another good throw by Nelson, making his play for our IdahoSports.com player of the game. Brought to you by the Idaho Department of Highway Safety. Nelson across the middle has a receiver. That's number 5, Cooper Patterson, the big tight end, 6'4", 210.
All right, I just got an update from, it's 28-17, third quarter, Eagle over Boise.
Oh, it's more competitive than maybe some people thought it would be.
I'm telling you, Boise's a good football team. They're going to go to drop to 1-3, but it's probably the best 1-3 team you'll see. I mean, they just barely lost to Timberline, which is loaded this year. Did get blown out by Capital, but I think they play again, and that might be a different story. Won the Laguna something or other from California game.
It's the handoff. And a touchdown. A 6-yard scamper by number 4, Valentin Gomez-Ricks.
Yeah, 6-yard touchdown run. And just kind of showing the diversity in terms of their offense and the way that they move and doing a good job with it. Like we said, it feels like the run set up the pass, and now the pass is setting up the run. And Nelson showing off and just being very efficient, moving the ball down the field.
Here comes the PAT from Guerrero. There's the snap, the place, the kick is good.
Or as they say, bueno.
Muy bien, Guerrero, 42-0. The Mountain View Mavericks running away with this with 10:17 left to go in the ball game. Well, let's thank our power boosters again. How about we do that? For Kuna, College of Western Idaho, and J&M Sanitation. For Mountain View, the Curb Bar and Grill, and Metro Appraisals. And becoming a power booster on IdahoSports.com is a great way for you and your business to be seen by tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of current and potential clients and customers. And the best part, it's 100% tax deductible. Just email sales@IdahoSports.com, and within 24 hours, your business can be proudly seen on your favorite school's teams, schedules, rosters, and conference standings. Again, sales@IdahoSports.com gets that done for you.
Tell you what, I've been doing Idaho sports now for a few years, and the support from the community, from the local support from the community is just absolutely phenomenal. And I know that a lot of these schools really appreciate it when you're able to help support them and spread it. It was interesting. I got a text or I got a call one time, kickoff.
Great tackle there on special teams. Number 20, Ike Mooney.
Yeah, sorry, it was in the middle of a story when it came off. But anyway, there was somebody over in Dubai that was watching Idaho Sports because they were watching their alma mater, and was just grateful. We got an email saying, hey, that's fantastic. Thank you so much. I'm able to keep watching my team. And those are the types of things we're able to do at IdahoSports.com. And we are only able to do it with these local sponsors, so very grateful for them.
I think the furthest one I've ever gotten one from was South Africa.
Ooh, that's
a
solid,
trip.
Yeah.
That's a trip. So 1st and 10 for Kuna at their own 20-yard line. Senio under center. Man in motion coming near side. Looking that way on the wide receiver screen. Complete to number 81, Wyatt Anderson. Nice little pickup there. Looks like it's going to be right at the sticks. Let's see if they give him the first. And they are going to give him the first down for the Cavemen.
Trying to update a score here on one of the scoreboards.
Not working for you?
Not working. I'm terrible, okay, guys?
So 1st and 10 now for the Cavemen. Senio in shotgun. Drops back. Another quick hitter out in the flat and dropping the shoulder and picking up some extra yards on it.
All right, there we go.
That's going to be trying to find a number here.
That was the big tight end. That's Cutforth.
Cutforth. McCade Cutforth on the carry. Picked up 5 yards on the carry, or on the catch. 2nd and 5 now, as we are under the 8-minute mark here to go in the 4th quarter. Trip receivers low, now quads. Little pass in the backfield to Salas. Salas up to the 40-yard line. That's going to be short in the line of game by just a yard. Nope, they're going to say he got it. All right.
Okay.
What do I know? First down, Kuna.
Yeah. Like we said, looks like they're just working on their game and content to control the ball. Get out of this thing.
Just find small victories.
That's right.
The wide receiver screen set up near side. Complete to Cutforth again at the 42-yard line. Just to pick up a 2 on the play. Brings up 2nd and 8.
Yeah, it's a pickup of 2, but, I mean, they're moving the ball forward.
Yeah. Positive yards.
So they say positivo, right?
Yeah. Yardas positivo.
Yardas positivos.
So 2nd and 8 now. Twins high, just a lone receiver low. Senio with the handoff to Salas. Salas with some room to run up the middle. He's going to pick up 6 yards on the play, bring up 3rd and 2.
Yeah, Salas has been working all night. He needed that. He only has had one other run longer than 5 yards in the first half, and so 3rd and short. Obviously, this is 2-down territory.
Yeah.
Barring some monumental move the ball back 15 yards, this should be 2 downs to pick up 2-ish yards?
Yeah, 2 downs for 2 yards. I think they'll do it here. Senio sends a man up top. Salas behind him. Fake the handoff to Salas. Drop back. Nice little play there. They find the receiver of Cutforth again. Cutforth picks up about 12 yards. That's a first down for the Cavemen.
See, and I like that. I mean, I like the play call. It feels a little bit more, moving pieces, and you run your tight end out there, and I mean, too little too late in terms of trying to figure this out, but Senio with a nice throw on the run. You saw it. He put it right on the tight end's hip. He's a big tight end, able to pick up the first down, play action. I mean, those are types of things that we were hoping we'd see in the first half.
So here's 1st and 10. Senio with the snap. Hands the ball off. And another good run up the gut. Pick up a 5 yards on the play. Bring up 2nd and 5 for the Cavemen.
Kuna just, again, we talked about trying to take some positives away here. And, some of the twos for Mountain View, seeing some time now, and that's okay. Getting some experience for them, but
they still want to keep that goose egg up on the board.
Yeah, to keep the goose egg, yeah. Selfishly.
Take the handoff. Pass to Cutforth. Cutforth completes it. Takes a hit. Keeps driving forward. Up to the 36-yard line. He's going to be short of the line of game by about 3 yards. Make it 3rd and 3.
Yeah, and play action again and looking for Cutforth. And I'm okay with that. And again, I feel like they should have been running that out of that formation more often. And that probably would have loosened up a little bit more of that running game.
It's actually going to be 3rd and 4 after they spot the ball. But again, 2 down territory.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pick up 2 here, 2 on the next one. You're still rolling. There's the handoff. That time it's to number 30, Zach Gerard. And that's going to be another first down for the Cavemen as we come up on 3.5 to go.
Well, execution here. We're talking about execution. That's what you're looking for, and keeping the drive alive. I don't think that there are any other expectations at this point. You saw some kid, they're running some different formations. And what's interesting is this is more of the offense that Kuna had historically run the past 2 years. This is more of what you saw. And working out of this, again, the spread formation, not necessarily their cup of tea. And
they called that a backward pass. So good heads-up play there by number 27.
Okay.
Who we don't have on our roster, but I'm sure his family is very proud of him. To jump on that ball and not quit on the play and still pick up a yard. So 2nd and 9.
So that goes down as a rush for 1 yard for number 27.
Yeah. Whoever he may be.
And bless his heart.
Another handoff to number 30, Gerard. He's going to pick up a couple 3 yards there on 2nd down. It's going to make it 3rd and 6 to go. Timeout on the field taken by Kuna. That is their first charge timeout. Comes with 2:24 left to go in the ball game. Any scoring updates?
No.
You sounded heartbroken.
We really don't have a lot to go on here. So we give him a little bit of
disappointment in your voice.
I told you it was 28-17 in the 3rd quarter. Eagle was up on Boise. We got nothing, man. We gotta get some updates going up in here.
Check the Friday Night Flash and see if we have anything.
I am. And
oh, that's where you're at?
Yeah.
Yeah, there is.
We don't even have our score up.
We don't have nada.
All right, that's okay. Let's see if we can get some text from around the world.
Well, we know that scores will be filled in tonight as they come in. So if you want to find some final scores, all those should be posted by tomorrow morning for you.
Yeah.
So 3rd and 6 now. Senio tried to set up the screen. It wasn't there. He's still got some time, though.
You can't throw it. That'll be a legal man downfield. Yeah.
Good heads-up play there by Senio, just to get rid of the ball out of bounds.
Oh, boy. I don't know why there's not a flag out there. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, okay.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah. Legal. Yeah.
Intentional grounding. Yeah, he didn't have a receiver anywhere near where he got rid of it at.
Well, and that being said, too, I mean, they could have called the legal man downfield. There was a plethora of calls that they could have made. I mean, at number 55, I saw him on the 5-yard line.
In the end zone. So that brings up 3rd and 11. It's a spot foul and a loss of down.
You know, young quarterbacks, when a screen doesn't develop and then there's nothing there, the big thing you do is you just throw it at their feet, right? And that's the way you get rid of it. And I've seen that's happened so few, and I know that there's just a lot that just happens so rarely at the high school level.
Senio gets the snap, drops back under pressure, still on the run. Oh, nice catch there. That is number, who is that?
31?
31.
30.
Okay, 30, good, because we don't have a 31. Zach Gerard with the catch, and a first down for the Cavemen.
Well, that was a tough pass. He was coming back, threw it across his body. He's moving to his left, and he threw it back to his right. And Gerard made a grab on that. One of the key differences they've done here is they brought an extra tackle in and just removed altogether a receiver, a tight end. Yeah, timeout now by Kuna. Yeah. So they brought an extra tackle in for that pass protection. And again, going up against maybe some of the number 2s on Mountain View has just allowed Senio just a bit more time to be able to throw the ball or maybe even let the play develop, get somebody downfield and semi-open at this point.
But they're making progress.
That's right. And kick the field goal if you have to.
Absolutely not.
No, man.
No.
Do not let this go zeros.
Go big or go home. So 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line. 57 seconds left to go. Kuna down to just the 1 timeout. And we're actually going to reset the clock now to 107. So added a few ticks there.
Well, it's going to matter too.
So 1st and 10. Senio gets the snap, fakes the handoff, quick hit in the flat. And nothing there. Complete to number 18, Ricky Alvarez.
See, I have a tough time when you play that. When you make those types of plays, the short side of the field, and there is just nothing going on. There's no space and no time, no movement, no ability to get open, versus throwing it to the far side of the field where it's wide open. And
Kuna took their 3rd and final timeout with 54 seconds left now for real.
At this point, the crowd is anticipating breaking the shutout.
Yeah. Again, that would be some victory.
That's a victory.
Yeah.
And then you know what you do is you go rub it in their face. You say, "Listen, Mountain View, you didn't shut us out."
You didn't shut us out. Neener.
Your snapping five was like, couldn't do it, could you? Couldn't keep us out of the end zone. And they'll be like, "Look at the score." You're like, "That's right. There are no goose eggs up there."
Yeah. So 2nd down now, and 10 to go. Senio drops back, looking over the top, has a receiver, and that is caught. Touchdown. Kuna, number 21, Kelly Solomon with the 21-yard catch.
I'll tell you, I love it. Fired up is Kuna, breaking the spell. Everybody's fired up and jumping around. The coaches are high-fiving. I mean, talk about a moral victory. And we talk about it all game long. Do the little things. And it sounds kind of weird, and I shouldn't say this, but I'm proud of them. I'm proud of them going after. Play action pass. Yeah. Senio rolled to his left, had his man that he wanted, put it on the outside shoulder, going up and making the grab. Coming down for the touchdown. That was that Sigler?
Salmon. PAT is up, and it is good. So with 22 seconds left to go in the ball game, Mountain View 42, Kuna on the board with 7.
Well, good on them.
Yeah.
I think that's a ball game, right? We're going to call it good? No,
are they?
Oh, they are?
Yeah, they are going to call it.
That's a ball game. Okay, we'll do it.
Your final from Kuna High School. The Mountain View Mavericks 42, the Kuna Cavemen 7. Here on IdahoSports.com. Let me update that scoreboard so that you know that. We're going to step aside. We're going to pay a couple bills. We'll be right back to present our IdahoSports.com Player of the Game, presented by the Idaho Office of Highway Safety. So we'll be right back, folks.
Later.
Here. Thank you.
I was in an accident.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I had my seatbelt on.
Welcome back to IdahoSports.com. Just one thing left to do here, and that is to present our IdahoSports.com Player of the Game. And we talked about it briefly, and we came up with a decision, and that decision was...
I don't know. Who did you want to play? No, I'm just kidding. Nelson.
Dude, we just talked about
this.
I
know, we just talked about this. No, Nelson, the quarterback for Mountain View, absolutely played lights out. And we talked about some of the little things that he did. It wasn't just the fact that they came out here and absolutely thumped Kuna, but it's the little things. He slid when he needed to slide. He threw an outside fastball. That's a baseball term, and it was intercepted, but he only threw it where it wasn't going to be a completion. It was his guy or nobody. And he had touchdown passes of 35, 40, and 19 yards, all to Foy. And the way he did it just made it look so effortless, rolling to his right, throwing to his right, just laying it in. He put the ball where his receiver could catch it all night long. And then every once in a while showed off the gun, the cannon that he has. And so he's our player of the game, man. He played all lights out tonight.
And today's Player of the Game was brought to you by the Idaho Office of Highway Safety, reminding you to always keep your head in the game. Whether you're on the field or on the road, be in the moment, free from distractions. Well, folks, this has been an IdahoSports.com GameStreams production of Treasure Valley Game Night. Coverage on IdahoSports.com is presented by Project Filter, Valleywide Cooperative, Next Steps Idaho, Ideal, Idaho College Savings Program, and Idaho Office of Highway Safety, as well as our power boosters from Kuna, the College of Western Idaho, and J&M Sanitation, and from Mountain View, the Curb Bar and Grill and Metro Appraisals. Special thanks to Luke Wolf, the athletic director here at Kuna High School, and everyone else for their hospitality and help in getting this game broadcast to you. Congratulations again to our IdahoSports.com Player of the Game, presented by the Office of Highway Safety. That was the quarterback, number 11, Henry Nelson from Mountain View. Thanks again for joining us as the Mountain View Mavericks defeat the Kuna Cavemen by a final score of 42-7. My broadcast partner, Ryan Luke, and everyone else here behind the scenes at IdahoSports.com. I'm Clay Hatfield. Thanks for joining us. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next week here on IdahoSports.com.
This has been a presentation of IdahoSports.com GameStreams. This broadcast is copyrighted to IdahoSports.com. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the expressed written consent of IdahoSports.com